Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Thank you all for tapping in. Today we have quite a bit of a different YouTube video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys some pressure washing stuff that I'm going to be trying. So this how-to is going to be, say you go to a house and you're just battling with the gallons per minute that the house is putting out, or the water pressure that the house is putting out. This is going to help with that because I've been running into the issue that a house that I go to, it won't feed enough water to my pressure washer, and it's just constantly surging and going in and out of having pressure and me being able to shoot all the way up. So this should fix the issue that I can pretty much like pre-fire my pressure washer. And yeah, I'll have to show you guys how this all is going to work. I'm still not 100% sure if this is going to work. So I'm going to be your guys' test dummy to see if you can preload your pressure washer. And by the looks of it, there is no reason this should not work. But who knows? Only one way to figure it out. So let's jump right into it and I'll explain how this is going to work. So this is our little demonstration mock-up that we have going. I'm going to try to be as specific as possible, okay? But we're going to pretend like this is our water tank. I actually have a 110-gallon water tank in the trailer right now. I just don't feel like bringing it in here because we're not working with too much room right here because, you know, old Betty's still just sitting there. Making progress on that. Making a lot of progress. That should be started tomorrow. So by the time this video comes out, that should be already moving and hopefully hauling my trailer. So yeah, we're going to jump into this. I'm going to explain every piece and bit that we got going on right here. And also, before we get into all this, I am going to try my best to leave every adapter that we have here in the description and link to Amazon. I got all these fittings off Amazon besides like two I had to get from the local whatchamacallit, a place locally that had the fittings. Like we got that hose, which is coming from Amazon. I'm just very impatient. So yeah, I'm going to try to link all these little attachments that we got going on in the description below. So check that out. So starting from our water feed, we have a male 3/4 quick connect. This is going to be at the end of our garden hose that we have. Okay. So leading into that is our 3/4 female adapter quick connect. And then that's going to screw into our male 3/4 to 5/8 barb. And then this is just like a little mock piece. This isn't actually legit what we have going on. Just to kind of demonstrate that there's a hose going between here. But it's going to be a 5/8 hose. And that's going to connect to a 5/8 barb to a 3/4 male. And then that's going to connect to this piece. Okay, this is the piece I had to go to the local store and get because I ordered the wrong ones off Amazon. Because only the ones I ordered off Amazon, only one side was female and the other side was like a pipe fitting. And that's not going to work for this because we need all of them to be threaded. So this is a 3/4 female on both sides. As you can see, there's threads. I'm going to try to find a link to that on Amazon, but I'm not 100% sure if I can. So then after that, we have our 3/4 male to 1-inch female adapter. Then we're going to take that into our 1-inch to 1-inch. And then we have our female 1-inch to male 1-inch 90-degree elbow. And then this is where we finally get tied into our tank. So this is our bulkhead, our 1-inch bulkhead that we use. This is going to be 1-inch. And this is going to sandwich the inside and outside of our water tank. So now we are going to be talking about the inside of the water tank. Our 1-inch to 1-inch male is going to be connected into that. This is just kind of to get this farther away so we're not filling up the tank quite as much. So this is another bulkhead fitting that I got. And I'm just going to use this because this is all I got so far. I don't have anything else for it, so that's what we're using. Just to get it, like I said, just get it a little bit longer. Then we have another 1-inch male on both ends. And then we have this Hudson float valve. This is going to stop the water from flowing once it hits the certain height. So there's a little float valve in there, and once that raises, it's going to stop it from filling up the tank. So we don't have to worry about it overflowing while we're pressure washing. So I'm really excited to try that out. Hopefully I get a few washes in and then buy a backup of these because on the reviews it said that these can fail sometimes. So I'm hoping I can get a backup version of that. Moving on to it going out of the tank and into the pressure washer. So again, we have our bulkhead that this is again a 1 inch. These are both in the same kit. So just like that bulkhead right there, this is going to be wedged in between the outside and inside of our water tank. Yep, 1 inch right there. Then bolting to that is our 1 inch male to 1 inch female ball valve hose. Okay, so this is going to make it so we can shut off our water. Say we need to change out the pump or something. All we have to do is shut the water off and then drain the rest of the water in the hose. And then this is another piece that I had to buy from the local store. This is a 1 inch male to 3/4 female adapter. Then that's going to take us to our 3/4 male to 5/8 barb. And that's going to feed to our pump. We have the Everflow 5.5 gallon per minute. Ooh, 2-year warranty. I like the look of that. And then this is a little thing that we got so we can hook it up to a battery. Okay. But connecting to this hose, we have our 5/8 barb to 1/2 inch male. And we have another one of those 1/2 inch male to 5/8 barb. And then we are going to have another 5/8 hose right here. Again, this is not the actual hose we are going to be using. This is just for you guys to look at and kind of get an idea for it. So I have a enclosed trailer. So this is the part that is going to, I'm going to put a hole underneath my trailer. And this is going to be this quick connect right here. This is a 5/8 barb. I think it's let me see if I can take this off. Okay, so yeah, we have our 5/8 barb to 3/4 male, okay? And this is the part that's going to be sticking outside of my enclosed trailer, so I can just quickly connect it to my pressure washer. And then we have our 3/4 female quick connect, and then that is going to connect straight to my pressure washing hose, or pressure washing garden hose. So yeah, this is pretending to be our garden hose right now. And we are going to put this at the end of it. And I'm doing quick connects just to see if I can make it easier, because I've always wanted to have quick connect garden hoses, but I've never wanted to splurge on it. So I figured now would be the perfect time to do that. And then this is going to be the quick connect I'm putting on my pressure washer, which is the 3/4 male. And then this is the other end of the garden hose, which is a 3/4 female. So I hope you guys could take all that in, because that took me quite a while to figure out. And I am going to put a diagram and what I have just drawn out, just so you guys can get a better understanding of what's going on. There might be some stuff messed up with the diagram, but this what I just explained right now, this is correct, and all these will go together. I think we're going to be putting it in the trailer tomorrow, but I'm going to try to get the tank ready for it tonight. So, yeah, let's go do that right now. All right, we have our, what is this? This is a 110-gallon tank that we are going to be using. There should be plenty, and I hope it's plenty, because my trailer, I don't know how, this is going to have to sit on the far left side, so we are going to hope that it doesn't tip. I'm definitely going to be needing to upgrade my trailer sometime soon, but that is a problem for another day. We just have to get it through one season, and then we are ready to roll. And hopefully we can make enough money this year that we can make a pretty solid rig next year. And I'm looking forward to making that video, because I'm actually starting to understand all this plumbing stuff with the pressure washing. So, yep, we're going to be putting our bulkhead on down here, and then one right on top. So let's do that real quick. And they came with these fancy attachments that we can use. So yeah, let's get to that real quick. Sorry, I didn't realize that my face was cut out for like half that video. But anyways, yeah, we're going to be doing the bulkhead on the water tank. I figured I'd say it again. Like, see my beautiful face. Golly, I wish someone would tell me that. Also, I just want to say, I believe that everyone should have a side hustle, because no job in this world is guaranteed ever. Like you can either be fired or something like that. The only guaranteed job that you have is the one that you give yourself. And this is like my backup plan. If shit hits the wall at work, I can fall into pressure washing, and I have to rely on my own hard work, but I'm willing to put in the work. And you just have to be willing to put in the work too. Like, yeah. I just believe that everyone should have a side hustle just in case anything happens. And what if your business takes off, you know? Like, what if you do super good and you don't have to go work for someone else? So I believe, like, if you are a teenager and you don't have, like, really any, this is going to sound bad, but if you don't have, like, really any responsibility, you should start a side hustle while you are under your parents' roof. And don't really have much, because if you are a teenager, this is the cheapest you are ever going to live if you are still with your parents. Like, it's insane. You need to take advantage of that opportunity that you have and just grind and make money and start a side business before you go into the workforce, okay? Figure out if owning a business is for you. Do your research and do everything. Granted, I know this way isn't for everyone, okay? I'm just speaking because some days I wish that I would have just went straight for this and just grinded. And yeah, that's my little rant for that. Anyways, let's do this hole now for our bulkhead. We're going to be doing it right about here. So, golly, you can't see my head again. Anyways, we're going to be putting it right here on this flat spot. Bang, just like that, we have a opened up hole, as you can tell. So we put this end through the inside, okay? So this is going to be sticking out, as you can tell. See this little rubber wash right here? That's going to be on the inside of it. And then the nut that bolts onto it is going to be on the outside. And I'll show you right now. So to get that in, I put a long screwdriver on it, and then I fished it through. Just like that. Then we take our bolt, or nut, I should say. Then this is a lefty-tighty type of hole. It's going to mess with your brain a little bit, but you know what? I'm not here to judge. Then after that, all we got left to do is tighten it, which I know, very, very difficult, very hard concept. And then you don't want to get this too tight because you don't want to burst that rubber seal that was on the inside, okay? Because this isn't too hard to get to, so even if this is leaking, all you got to do is just tighten it a little bit more when you first start going at it. So I'm going to just tighten it up just a little bit more, and then we'll call it that good. So this top bulkhead, we got to be a little bit strategic because with my trailer not being quite a heavy-duty trailer, it's kind of a light trailer, single axle. We have a limited spot. We have limited spots of where we can have our hooks to. So we have to map that out. And where I can hook my hooks to, they are 1 foot 3 inches apart. So I'm probably going to be putting it right here. I think this will be the best spot. These are where the ratchet straps are supposed to go, but my trailer does not line up with those. So the ratchet straps are going to have to go like here and here. Not ideal, but, you know, we got to make do with what we got. So, yeah, we are going to be putting one right here. And some of you guys might be thinking, Brendan, that's round. You can't put that there. It won't seal. Well, this is on the top. It's not going to be pressured at all or have any weight on it really at all. Okay, you might have a little bit of water spillage, but we're not going to worry about that because, again, it's not going to be under constant pressure like that one. Where that one's on a flat surface, this one does not have to be because it does not hold water constantly. Easy peasy. Golly, this plastic stuff really makes a mess. Gotta make sure you fish that sucker out. That could be a bad day. Maybe. I'm really not sure. Anyways, this one will be a lot easier to get to. So, at least we got that on a good note. Pop this sucker in. Remember, rubber washer goes on the inside. Gotta seal it from the inside. Beautiful. Just like that. We got our bulkheads installed, and she's ready to go. Just kidding. We got quite a ways to go still. So now that we have our bulkheads on, which is arguably the hardest thing to do, I hope. Really, there's not much else left to do before we get this actually mounted in my trailer, and I have to move some stuff around and go get some bolts for the hooks to get set into the trailer. So all we are going to do now to speed up the process tomorrow, we're going to be putting Teflon tape on all the threads of all of our attachments. So that's going to be pretty time consuming. So let's do this time lapse. So we started to get a little antsy, and we got our top part done. Vision is starting to come together. So now we are going to continue to be antsy because it's already, what time is it? It is midnight. So we are going to start doing the inside ones. All right, just got done putting the inside on, and I'll show you guys how it looks from the inside. Darn tootin'. Anyways, all we got left is the underneath bulkhead and the feed line going to my pressure washer. And then I think I'm actually going to wait to put that in tomorrow because I don't want it to be sitting out and I break it somehow. Or I break it as I'm trying to put it in the trailer. So I think tomorrow, the first thing I'm going to do is try to get this the tank mounted to the actual floor of my trailer, which I have everything for it. I do not. I need to figure out what size bolts I need and then go from there. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow, bright early morning. I will catch you guys. Well, for you guys, it's going to be a second, but for me, it's going to be a good night's sleep. Catch you guys in a second. All right, this is the next day. Lucy, say what's up. Oh, okay. Little tweak out moment. Little tweak out never hurt no one. So I've made quite a bit of progress already. I've just been kind of doing stuff that doesn't really pertain to you guys necessarily. It's just like the setup that I got going on. Yeah, I've just been trying to get the holes mounted or the holes ready where the mounts are going. And yeah, if you are getting into this business, I would definitely recommend getting a open trailer. Enclosed works, like definitely get it enclosed if you're like in Michigan or up north where it snows and you don't have anywhere to put it. But if you have a place to put it and you're up north, get an open trailer. It'll save you so much time. And yeah, I've enjoyed this. It's just doing stuff like this makes it a real pain. So, yeah, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. Just thought I'd give you guys a little update. And actually, I'll show you guys the parts that I'm doing this with real quick. These are the anchor rings that I got. They are Husky, and they hold up to 3,600 pounds, which should be plenty. This thing filled up should be around 1,000 pounds. So, these aren't my biggest worry. It's those. Because it's wood underneath, but I drilled into the frame down there. And I'll show you that real quick too. So, yep, as you can see, I just drilled right into the frame right there. Kind of hard to see, but it's there. There's some more. Jethro. Scared him. So that's just a little update on how I'm putting this all together and mounting it to my trailer. Making sure it doesn't come off of its mounts at all. And I don't know if it's going to or not. We are going to find out together. So once I get the water tank all mounted up and everything, Then I'll start plugging in the plumbing again, getting the water pump ready, and then hopefully by the end of the video we can get ready to test this thing. So it was about a week from the last video. The weather hasn't really been on our side as of recently, but we got everything all hooked up and we are ready to test it. As you can tell, got the hose. Actually, I'll go more into depth real quick. Okay, so we got the tank all strapped down on the mounts. We used this little battery just to make sure that the pump was working, but that one only lasted like a few minutes. So we have upgraded to a much bigger one. Got this one from TSC. Don't really know the specs about it. I just know that this cost you about $200. So yeah, that's not ideal. That's probably the most expensive part about this, other than the pump. These two are the most expensive things by far. But I'll just run you guys through the plumbing real quick. As you can see, twist that. Comes through here, turns the pump on. All you gotta do is hook these up to positive and negative on the battery. Goes through that hole down there. Hooks up to down here. Goes all the way yonder, then back to the pressure washer. Goes through there. And that pretty much just feeds to the pressure washer as it normally would. Then I almost forgot to add the feed line going to the tank. So we got this line. It's way too many hoses here. This is like the least efficient way to do this. But we're gonna make a mistake at 100%, okay? So we got the feed hose going through here. And it is, we currently have it filling up. So yeah, then that's pretty much all the plumbing that we got going on. Not too difficult if you take a step back and look at it, but it took me a while to figure out. But yeah, so let's get to test and see if this actually works. We are testing with 100 foot of garden hose to the pressure washer, so we can move this around quite a bit. And then I think we have about 150 feet of pressure washing hose. So we will see if the pressure washer is powerful enough to get the chemical injector to actually work, because you can have too much hose and then the chemical injector will not work. So I've mainly been running 100 feet of pressure washing hose, but we have 150 right here. So we're going to be testing that out to see if that works. Just so I can do houses way more efficiently with having more hose, and I can just quickly go around the house and then call it a day. So how we are going to be testing if the chemical injector is going to work. Okay, we have our line back there coming up here. I filled my tank up with like just soap, so you guys can really see the chemical injector working. Well, hopefully it works. I still don't know yet. But yeah, I'll show you guys right now. Let's hope the chemical injector works, because this was a lot of work getting all this stuff put together. So let's see. So once the soap comes out, you should be able to tell pretty plain as day that it is soap coming out. It'll take a few seconds to make its way all the way through the line. Oh, yep, you see that? We got soap. Heck yeah. You guys see that? Here, maybe it'll show better on here. Yeah, you see that? That's soap. It's working. Heck yeah. Finally. Heck yeah, that's awesome. So with that working, I think the next test should be trying the surface cleaner out and seeing if that's feeding it enough water. Because I've also ran into that issue too, to where it's not feeding it enough water and I'm not leaving good driveways. And I've had to go over it multiple times. So it'd be sweet if I can get it to where I only have to go over it one time and just post-treat it with chemical. So yeah, let's test out the surface cleaner. So surface cleaning, that was like a really good test for it. We had our test dummy, Leah, doing it for us. That just shows how easy pressure washing is, right?
It was fun. It was satisfying.
Yeah. But yeah, it's actually super easy to do. Like, pressure washing business, it's one of the most easiest, least cost efficient ways to do stuff or to make money. So yeah, the surface cleaner, great test, you know, because that really tests out to see if it's feeding the pressure washer how it should. And no issues at all. This is probably one of the smoothest surface cleaners ever worked. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. What should they do, Leah?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Have a good day, guys.